Guys, welcome back to my channel, Nafi's Learners Zone. Now we are going to discuss about the relationship between the current and the potential difference. What is the relation? Are they siblings? Are one is the parent of the other? No, I am not discussing about any biological relationship or the social relationship. We are going to discuss the physical relationship. So here, what happened? By a scientist by name George Simon Ohm, the name George Simon Ohm, when he studied these two entities, that is current and the potential difference, he observed that these varied linearly. So you know about the linear graph, you can check out here. So what happens when you plot a graph of potential difference and the current, we get a linear graph. In the sense, it varies linearly. In the sense, from this what we can conclude is the current across the conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference between the two ends of the wire. So that is what is the relation George Simon Ohm has come up with, and that law is being named as Ohm's law. So because of the scientist name, it has been named as Ohm's law, OHM, Ohm's law. So what Ohm's law states that? Ohm's law states that the potential difference across the two ends is directly proportional to the current flowing in the circuit when the temperature and the pressure are kept constant. Okay, that is the definition of Ohm's law. So this can be mathematically represented as so simple, that is V is directly proportional to I. What is this directly proportional? You might have got in your ninth standard in many derivations. Uh, Proportional, something like F proportional to m into a, that is second law of motion, Newton's second law of motion. So what is this direct proportionality? So proportional, what is the meaning of proportional? Say something like you have taken 1 kg of apples. So when 1 kg stone has been kept on side, and some say something like 6 to 7 apples have been kept, will it be completely equal, exactly equal? I don't think so. One more apple, if it add, it may increase. If it is taken, it may decrease. It is not exactly equal. It is proportional. To make it equal, we can add some other thing. So how proportionality been converted to equal, that let us discuss. I said you about the apples. If there are 7 apples which weighs something like 975 gram or something, 25 gram, we cannot add one apple or cut an apple piece and add it. Imagine we are adding some grapes in that, then we can make it into 1 kg exactly, something that it's a different quantity, I can understand. So what happens here also in physics is, when there is two entities which are proportional to each other, to make it equal we will have a constant value. So always to add. So in that Newton's law, there k was the constant value. In law of gravitation, g was the constant value, capital G, the gravitational constant. So here the constant value what we'll have in our electric component is, that is R, capital R. R stands for resistance. So what is resistance? Resistance, when we add resistance, so the equation V proportional to I becomes V is equal to I into R. So when you multiply the current with the R, that is resistance, that will become equal to the potential difference. V is equal to IR. This is our Ohm's law. You must remember this. This is very important in solving problem and many things. We can interchange this relation. What is there? So V is equal to IR is there. If you want the I will become I is equal to V by R. Then if you want R will become V by I. So these are relations you must know to solve the problem that we discuss further. So now let us understand what is resistance. What is this R? What is resistance? What is resistance? Resistance is defined as the property of a material to oppose the flow of charge. As you know that when the current is trying to pass, in the sense the flow of charges is the current, if from one direction the charges flow in a conductor, in the other direction it opposes, something like friction, what you studied in previous years. Friction opposes the motion. So your resistance opposes the flow of charges. a resistance opposes the current, so they are opposite to each other, resistance and the current. You can see in a very funnier image here, that about the Ohm's law. So what happens, so as the potential difference is about the trying to pull the charges, in the sense potential difference makes the current to flow, resistance is the one which actually stops it, which actually prevents it. Something like you can think about something. If somebody say you are the current in your life, there are so many motivators. The one who motivates you, your parents or teacher or somebody who motivates you, will be the potential difference. They creates the potential for which you move ahead to your success. But what is resistance? There might be many inhibitors also who tries to stop you from leading to the success, but you should not stop. Okay, you should if you have potential, definitely you'll move. No resistance can stop you. Keep it in mind. So what is resistance? Resistance is the property of a material which opposes the flow of charges. It is represented by capital R and its unit is ohm. The symbol of ohm you can see here. So you might have seen this symbol on your computer in symbols or something somewhere. You may not know. So this is the symbol of ohm. Don't write the religious symbol of ohm. That is religious symbol. That's different. You can use it in your homes, those who believe that. So, but this symbol of ohm, what you can see here, is the symbol of resistance. I hope you got it. What is this? So now let us understand what is this 1 ohm. So what is 1 ohm? So 1 ohm unit. So like we defined 1 ampere, 1 volt and 1 ohm. So 1 ohm is the quantity when the electric circuit is having difference of 1 potential, that is 1 volt. The differential difference is 1 volt and the current flowing is 1 ampere. If the current flowing is 1 ampere and the potential difference between two ends is 1 volt, then the circuit, the material will be having 1 ohm resistance. That is the definition of 1 ohm. This is also important. If definitions been asked in the exam, these kind of definitions will be asked. Simple definition will not be asked in science nowadays, whether it is CBSE or state board. Fine. So that's about 1 ohm. We studied the different devices which measure current potential difference. So you might be thinking about which device is used to measure the resistance. So in fact, we don't measure the resistance with particular device. If you know the current and the potential difference, we can find out by using the formula what we used in Ohm's law. So there is a device which is used not for measuring but to change the resistance. So with same potential difference in the circuit, we can vary the resistance. So to vary the resistance, we have a device you might be using in your school laboratories or higher. If you go for state board, or if you are going for higher classes for PU and all, you will be learning that. So this syllabus you have that the device called as rheostat. Rheostat is a device which can be used in an electrical circuit to vary the resistance. It has a variable resistance. We can change something like if we are set for 2 ohm resistance, we can increase the resistance if required. In certain cases, we need to increase the resistance. We can increase it. In certain cases, if you want to decrease, we can decrease the resistance by using the rheostat. Okay, to increase or decrease, or in fact to vary the resistance, we have a device known as rheostat. You should remember, and this is the symbol of the rheostat. You should know the symbol of rheostat too. Okay, so further there is lot about the resistance we'll be learning in the next videos. So how this resistance depends on what factors, then how resistance can be increased or decreased, the combination of the circuits, everything will be learning in the next video. Hope you'll come back to watch that. So comments below that whatever doubts you are having. So refer the questions and please solve this as usual. And please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.